Hi, welcome to Voices. I am your host, Keith Major. In the book of Daniel, Daniel, is described as a man with an excellent spirit. That perfectly describes my guest here this evening. He is an associate youth director of the South Bahamas Conference, noted chorister of all gatherings of the conference, great singer, great family man, and I'm pleased he's also a television host, and he just does everything. I'm pleased to welcome to this program Elder Curtis Bryan.
Yes.
Elder Bryan, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me on Voices.
Yeah. How's it going, sir?
No complaints.
Yes.
All is well. With God,
Yes.
everything
Everything is
works
well.
out.
All right. Who is this person, Curtis Bryan? We see him all over the place. He's always happy. I told him he reminded me of my father in his younger days when he used to conduct song service. And every time I see him, he does remind me of that. And he's just always a bubbly person. But who is Curtis Bryan? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, Curtis Bryan is the son of Lenore Wood Bryan and Benjamin Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Gregorytown, Eleuthera, and I have 4 siblings,
Yes.
Rochelle, Keith, Kevin, and Brent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm married to the one and only Kimberly Bryan.
Yes.
She is from the Low Sound Seventh-day Adventist Church.
From Eleuthera?
From Andros.
Oh, she's from Andros.
She's from Andros.
Yes.
I marry an Andros woman.
Andros woman.
Yes. And together we have 3 sons.
Beautiful.
And we worship at the Message of Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. I grew up in Grantstown, but later moved out with Pastor Leo C. Roll to start the Message of Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church after the big crusade with Pastor Guy Nemhard. My wife and I decided we'd go with Pastor Roll and help to form that church. Presently, I serve as the head elder.
And you're enjoying that, huh?
I'm loving it. Every moment of it,
Yes.
I'm loving it. It has helped my family to grow,
Okay.
not just physically, but in every sense of the word,
Okay.
spiritually.
All right.
Every way a family can grow, it has helped my family to grow, working in a smaller congregation, helping to lead out, helping others.
Beautiful. And you do other things as well. You spent some time working as a prison officer?
Well, yes.
Yes. Tell us a bit about that.
I served my country as a prison officer for some 12 years, from 1989 to 2000. That was very interesting. At the prison, I worked in a number of departments. But one of my most memorable experiences at the prison was serving as the person in charge of the music after then Mr. George Bethel had passed on.
Okay.
I was asked to serve in that area and be in charge of the music with both the prison inmates choir and the prison officers choir.
Okay.
And so it took me around New Providence
Okay.
to almost any church possible, and it helped me. The training I got at my former church, Grantstown, in music from persons like Brother Nelson Bain and Brother Haynes Dorset, helped me to, and Naoka Colley, helped me to then at the prison be able to impart some knowledge with the inmates mostly and with the prison officers. And music is one of my
Yes.
hobbies.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And you currently work where now?
Presently, I'm employed with Bank of the Bahamas,
yes.
and I also serve the South Bahamas Conference as the Associate Youth Director.
Okay. What is it, you would say, Curtis, that kept you and keep you close to the church? You always seem to enjoy church and have fun with church.
Yes. You know, my parents always told us that without God, you have nothing. I always wondered about that, Dr. Major. Without God, you have nothing. Because I see people prospering and living good and all of that stuff. And some of these persons, in my opinion, as a child, did not know God or did not have any God. Because simply as a child, I didn't see them go to church.
Okay.
What I try to do is I there's two young men who would have helped me as a person. There are a number of persons.
Right.
You mentioned your father. I
Right.
always looked up to Brother Stan. I grew up calling him probably uncle
Yes.
because of my relationship with his sister-in-law.
Right.
And I always looked at him in church when he did crusades. I saw him mostly at crusades because by the time I came along, he had already left Grantstown
Right.
and moved on. You guys had gone to Johnson Park.
Right.
So Brother Stan was somebody I saw as the chorister of
Right.
all choristers.
Okay.
And when he got up to sing, they tell me about this other guy, Brother Ferment, who I don't know anything about.
Oh.
So I looked to Brother, as a youngster, so I looked to Brother Stan as the person who, and so my parents would always say, find somebody or something that can help you to grow. And music has been that thing. Now, how I got into music was by chance, I believe, because I was being very rude
Oh, okay.
in church. I wasn't always, you know.
yes.
So I was being very rude. And this lady, Sister Nyoka Colley, she came to me and she said, I'm going to deal with you. And I said, deal with me? I was also talk back kind of guy, you know. I was talk back kind of guy, and I said, deal with who? She said, you. As soon as this practice is over, I'm going to deal with you. You know how she dealt with me? She said to me that day in choir, after choir rehearsal, she said, next week, you're going to be in charge of the music in divine worship. Now, knowing Sister Colley, that should not have happened because she was a professional
Yes.
when it came to music in
Yeah.
every sense of the word.
Right.
So how could me, a little boy who knew nothing at the time, about 22, knew nothing about music, be the chorister? Because I always thought you had to just do it,
Right.
and you had to be, and you had to know how this go, and when to do this and when to do that. And she embarrassed me.
Wow.
See, I couldn't stay home. I didn't have that privilege of staying home from church.
Okay.
Even at that age, my father would check. He'd say, why, what, you know.
Yes.
And so I had to come to church. So I couldn't duck.
Okay.
Mind you, I wanted to. I
Yes.
really wanted to.
Yes.
I couldn't duck. And so I came to church and I embarrassed myself on the Sabbath in front of the whole of Grantstown. Or I thought I embarrassed myself.
Oh, okay.
After church, though, Brother Haynes Dossett, he just died a couple of
Right.
weeks ago. He came to me after church and he said, my homeboy, you did a good job. And I'm thinking I was the worst
Okay.
of the worst. He said, we're going to take this a little higher. You're going to come to my house on Sundays for rehearsal. And that's how it started, with me conducting the song service or being the chorister in the church. And then the pastor came along now and said to me, okay, we got a crusade coming up.
Uh-huh.
You're going to be the chorister for the crusade
that's
because
so.
I'm the pastor for
Wow.
the speaker. Now, Pastor Albright is dead now,
Yes.
but that's been some years ago.
Yes.
He had a crusade right out there by
Yes.
Government High there,
Right,
right on that corner. Church is there now.
Right.
And he said, yes, you're going to be the chorister. And I'm like, whoa, what did I get myself into? And since then, I've been doing it ever since
beautiful.
for my local church
Uh-huh.
and then for the conference.
Wow, the power of influence of
Yes.
people, huh? Wow. And I'm envious of you.
Oh, no, you're a musician of all musicians.
Well, you know, you are now the associate head of the youth, and we live in very challenging times. What are some of the issues out there facing youth, and the issues you're facing where you sit in dealing with our youth?
You know, Dr. Major, before I go there, I want to say thanks to some persons who made it possible
Okay.
for me to serve
Yes.
in this capacity as Associate Youth Director some time ago. It was
Okay.
under Pastor L.A. Johnson's leadership
Yeah.
at the South, it was then the Bahamas Conference,
Right.
Seventh-day Adventist, and Pastor Burroughs was his youth director.
Yes.
He's now the communications director here
Right.
at the union.
Yes, he's the one that authorized you to be on this program today.
Okay, all right.
Yes, so
all right.
your thank you is in order, sir.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
yes.
It was these two young men, along with the administration and the executive committee at the time. They thought it fit to ask me, because I had served at Grandstand under Pastor Johnson. So he probably knew something about me and little works that I could do, or my... And I just want to say thank you to those persons for seeing it, something in me.
Yes.
And to God for allowing me.
Yes.
But youth are facing so much issues today. But you know something? There's nothing new under the sun. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
You mentioned Daniel in the opening. Daniel had some of the same problems we're going through today. Joseph had some of the same problems our young people are going through today. What did Potiphar's wife do to Joseph?
Came at him.
The same things are happening to our young people today, both men and women. Maybe it may be same sex,
Right.
or it may be someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
But these things, nothing is new.
All right.
What I try to tell my youth leaders in our churches is always be available for your young people. Always be available for your young people. Your car should be the youth department's car.
Yes.
Your home should be open at all times.
Yes.
There should be no secrecy when it comes to your phone numbers. Because your young people and their parents, mind you, need to have you on speed dial at all times.
Okay. It's that dangerous out there, huh?
It's that dangerous. Your young people need to always be able to reach you.
Okay.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You may be the only person that young person could talk to.
Let's pause on that. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And when you come back, I want to ask you a few questions. And the one question is going to be, is AY still relevant? Is AY still relevant? Are our churches filling up during AY? Are they empty? We'll be back in a minute, and we'll deal with this topic. My guest is Elder Curtis Bryan, Associate Director of the South Bahamas Conference for Youth. I'm your host, Keith Major. Sweetheart, April, sweetheart, April, that calls me from a world of care, and it bids me at my Father's throne make all my wants and my wishes known.
Revivamiento la senda de la vida, empezando el miércoles 18 de junio hasta el sábado 21 de junio, con el pastor Leonard Johnson, presidente de la Unión Caribe Atlántico, de la Iglesia Adventista de Séptimo Día. Vengan a recibir tremendas bendiciones donde el pastor Johnson va a abrir la palabra de Dios. ¿Conoce usted las señales que no puede ignorar? ¿Tiene usted confianza delante del juicio? ¿Quiere usted tener un nuevo comienzo en esta vida tan difícil y complicada? Vengan a recibir su bendición en la iglesia La Senda de la Vida, ubicada detrás de la vieja escuela Bahamas Academy, calle Wolf. Para más información, llama al 341-4021, 341-4021, o visita la página web southbahamasconference.org, southbahamasconference.org. Revivamiento la senda de la vida, empezando el miércoles 18 de junio hasta el sábado 21 de junio. Venga, porque usted está invitado.
Come, experience beautiful by nature, St. Gabriel's Islands.
My name is Glynis, and I would like to welcome you to your home for the 2014 Women's Ministry Retreat. the World Travel Award-winning 7 Stars Resort. It doesn't get more luxurious than this.
Be prepared to experience a weekend of great hospitality, fellowship, and spiritual upliftment.
Nous gen belle plage, nous gen bel hotel, nous gen bon manger et un pile bel programme qui capable enrichir la vie nous.
Believe me, it will be a weekend of spiritual feast. We welcome you to our hearts and to our sessions. We are ready to send up our praises and hallelujahs to our God.
Come, expecting not only spiritual food, but 5-star world-class cuisine at one of Turks and Caicos' most prestigious resorts.
Surely, it promises to be a treat. So come join us on October 31st to November 2nd at the 7 Stars Resort in beautiful Providenciales. Our theme for this year is That I May Welcome Him with guest speaker Raquel Arias. We want you to experience this with us. For more information, contact your Women's Ministry Director in your conference.
Women's Retreat 2014 won't be the same without you.
Hi, welcome back. Again, this is Voices. I'm your host, Keith Major. My very special guest, Elder Curtis Bryan, who is the Associate Director of Youth. Elder Bryan, just before we broke, I spoke about AYs is still relevant. First of all, tell our viewers, remind our viewers, what is AY? It used to be MV, and what is AY? Who is an AY?
AY is the same as what you would have called MV. Name change for a number of reasons. And branding. It's a branding thing. Adventist Youth Society. It's AYS. Now, that part of the church, it deals with the young people, not just for the young people leading out. You see, in the church, we believe that everybody should be given an opportunity. And with AYS, Adventist Youth Society, the young people now have the chance to become leaders for tomorrow. Leaders for tomorrow, but we need to train them today so that we can know what we have for tomorrow. And our main emphasis with our Adventist youth is mission and service. The Bible reminds us when Christ was leaving here to go back to heaven, he gave us the commission, you know, Doctor. He said, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them, bring them in, and teach them some more." And he said to us, he said, "Lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the world." So youth is not just for, AY is not just for young people in the church, you know. It's for everybody. Our AY societies are divided into 3 groups. You have the member 16 to 30. That's the young people in the church, 16 to 30. Then you have the members 30 and over, 30 to the grave. They are also a part. And I try to tell my youth leaders, don't call them the sunshine or the sunset band.
No.
You know, because I getting up in age too. And so I used to hear some grumbling in the back. We ain't no sunset band. So I used to wonder, what are these people talking about? What are these old people talking about? But now I'm getting to realize I can be in the sunset band soon. And so I encourage them not to call it the sunset band, but let the member know that they belong and that they're there as a sponsor. To give you good counsel, good advice. And then you have that third grouping now that I talked about. That third grouping is the non-member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They are also supposed to be a part. And they're not to be put in no band, say they ain't no member. No, you integrate them.
Oh, beautiful.
So the ones my age, they go in my set.
Right.
Over 30.
Yes.
Over 30. They go in my section.
Yes.
The 16, the 18, the 20-something year olds,
Yes.
they go in the groupings with the young people, so they can. And you don't need negative older people around.
No.
Or negative younger people for that
Around,
matter.
yeah.
You need to have some sponsors around who can encourage them and guide them in the right way.
Direction, yeah.
Yeah.
And the AY societies normally meet on Sabbath afternoon.
Yes.
Now, I visited a few churches, and the attendance is very sparse.
Yeah, and you ask the question.
And my question is, because I judge it by that, is it still relevant if they're not attending? Or how do we get them?
Yes.
Yes.
AY is still relevant and will always be relevant. Now, as a local church, as the Associate Youth Director for the South Bahamas Conference, I cannot go into a local church and say, don't. We don't allow that. That's not allowed.
Right.
However, I can suggest to the AY leader, why not try it this way? Why not let's go online and look up some stuff? Because listen, doctor, we don't have to reinvent no wheel.
Nothing.
Because listen,
A lot of information.
all we got is programs.
Yes.
Man, the General Conference came out with something last year. Enough programs to take us for the whole year.
Okay.
I gave it to all of the AY leaders. Every church.
So there's no
gave a
excuse
copy
for
to.
there not to be a vibrant AY program.
No excuse. We have to make it relevant.
Okay.
Sometimes we say that, man, this program was written for North America. Not true. The program was written for every Seventh-day Adventist. You may not live in North America. So what you do? You tweak it.
Okay.
You ain't living under no bridge.
Right.
Because how much bridges we got in the Bahamas? You see? But we do have homeless.
Yes.
We got people on drugs. We have young people who are maybe promiscuous.
Yes.
We have a number of the same issues.
Yes.
So, and one of our very own, Sister Erica Papal, was one of the writers of one of these programs.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, we can't just throw away
Yes.
the older persons in the church.
Right.
We need them.
Okay.
We need their guidance. And so as younger persons, we go to them for guidance. I had an AY sponsor one time. She's dead now. Sister Hutchison, she moved to Freeport after a while. And listen, when you see Virginia Hutchison come out of the meeting, the whole program plan, and she doesn't give you her advice on that. I remember we used to be around here, we want to have play. She said, and what's the meaning of the play?
Yes.
What will the people get from the play?
Yeah.
So one time we said, we want to put on this production in church. And we want to have this and we want to have that. And she let us know, no, brethren. Mind you, I was mad.
Yes.
Because this is my idea.
Yes.
I'm the AY leader. You're the sponsor.
Yes.
So I went to my best friend, my father, and I said to him, I said, your friend wife seemed like she want to run the AY department. And my daddy let me down as best as he could.
Yes.
In his own kind of way. He said, my friend wife is the sponsor.
Yes.
So she is guiding you and she will help you
Yes.
to have the best program ever. You ain't tired just having play. And so I learned from that because, you know, I thought I was going to my daddy, and when he go by Brother Hutch, he would talk to Sister Hutch. And so, no, it didn't go
Nothing like that. Don't go like that.
It didn't go that way. Instead, he dealt with me.
Yes.
And he made me to see
Yes.
this is how the church should run.
All right. So let's talk a bit about a few programs that the Inter-American Division are having. One of them is the Bible Boom. The first one, I think they had someone from this union in the North Bahamas was the eventual winner. I think we had our finals recently. There's the Guatemala and camp. Tell us a little bit about how we are preparing for these programs. And you know our youth here sometimes a little spoiled if the camp is not in Oshkosh, Washington.
They don't want to go.
They don't want to go. They don't want to go to Jamaica, which I understand the camp site is very nice. Or they don't want to go to Guatemala, or they don't want to go. Okay, so tell me a little bit about it.
These are the types of programs that would have kept people like myself in the church. It helps you to read. When you read, you don't understand, you ask questions. The Bible Boom, as it is called, where young people are encouraged to read their Bibles. Questions are asked, and the Inter-American Division this year will have its finals in Guatemala. This program helps people to stay near to God. And programs like going to Guatemala, Youth Congress we call them, they help you even further because you have friends all around the world. Going to programs like this and in Jamaica, wherever the programs are held, I've been to a number of them. It helps you to meet other people who have the same interests as you.
Okay.
It can't do anything to damage you. I have friends I've met 20 years ago in Panama and other places. Pastor Burroughs would have traveled. He'll tell you he would have traveled. He got married today. We were in Camp in Lutheran the next week, and then the next week after that, we were in one faraway country, Puerto Rico, camping with his new wife. So what I'm saying to you is the camp don't have to be in the United States of America.
No.
Yes, the shopping is good.
Yes.
So as you travel, I don't know what I'm going to meet in Guatemala.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to meet. But as I travel, I meet new friends. I know that. And I'm educated. I learn more about my church. Its history, and you get some new people you talk to on Facebook, and you're friends.
Yes.
That's what we need. You talk, but you can't find no friend or no wife or no husband. And go to camp.
Go to camp.
Go to camp. Now I saying you're shacking up and
No.
I know plenty Adventist pastors.
Yes.
I shan't call any names because I work for one.
Yes.
At my conference.
Yes.
I worked for one.
Yes.
He and his wife met in Jamaica
At camp. Yes.
That just happens that both of them are Jamaicans.
Right.
But you want to meet somebody? Man, come go with me to camp.
Yes.
Oshkosh.
Yeah.
Jamaica. Man, Jamaica have some of the most lovely parks, the
That's
river
right.
running through.
Beautiful, yeah.
My 4-year-old went to campus. They'll tell you, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Man, when I find him, he was on the next side of the river. I couldn't call home. Because the first thing I do when I call home, my wife want to know, where no Bree? Let me talk to him. I couldn't call. How I could talk?
4 years old.
4 years old. And he wondering. And he still remember that experience to this day.
Okay.
Then I took him to Oshkosh with me. You see? Camping. So the young people can have a love for these things if we give them the chance.
Yes.
Sometimes we don't give them the chance. But this church has given us the chance, the opportunity to stay near to God. It has provided us with some good role models. There are so many persons that I can say thank you today because, even though I said at the beginning of this program that who my parents are, I lost my mother at 10.
Wow.
And I lost my father soon afterward. So it was the church members who helped to keep me grounded and encouraged.
Elder Curtis, the producers just signaled to me that I have 1 minute left. What that means is this has been very exciting. I mean, you gave me a different approach to AY. I feel like an AY now. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds of my minute. If you had to say something to the youth and the parents right now in 30 seconds, what would you say?
Parents, I want to say to you, first of all, listen, claim your homes. It's your home. It's your home. Young people, I want to say to you, let's listen to our parents. Let's take the encouragement, the words, the counsel that the older persons are giving us. Most of them, They are only looking out for your good. There's nothing new under the sun. They've already walked this road before. Parents, everybody, let's do this thing together. Let's make it into the kingdom when God comes.
So there you have it, directly from the mouth of the Associate Director of Youth for the South Bahamas Conference. My guest has been Elder Curtis Bryan. Elder, this has been just exhilarating. It has been exciting. I see why you lead our youth in the area that you lead, because youth create excitement.
Yes, it does.
They create excitement. Youth is about change. The church is focusing on youth, as one of our earlier guests I'm told us. And so there you are. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Revivamiento la senda de la vida, empezando el miércoles 18 de junio hasta el sábado 21 de junio, con el pastor Leonard Johnson, presidente de la Unión Caribe Atlántico de la Iglesia Adventista de Séptimo Día. Vengan a recibir tremendas bendiciones donde el pastor Johnson va a abrir la palabra de Dios. ¿Conoce usted las señales que no puede ignorar? ¿Tiene usted confianza delante del juicio? ¿Quiere usted tener un nuevo comienzo en esta vida tan difícil y complicada? Vengan a recibir su bendición en la iglesia La Senda de la Vida, ubicada detrás de la vieja escuela Bahamas Academy, calle Wolf. Para más información, llama al 341-4021, 341-4021, o visita la página web southbahamasconference.org, southbahamasconference.org. Revivamiento la senda de la vida, empezando el miércoles 18 de junio hasta el sábado 21 de junio. Venga, porque usted está invitado.
Come, experience beautiful by nature, Turks and Caicos Islands.
My name is Glynis, and I would like to welcome you to your home for the 2014 Women's Ministry Retreat, the World Travel Award-winning 7 Stars Resort. It doesn't get more luxurious than this.
Be prepared to experience a weekend of great hospitality, fellowship, and spiritual upliftment.
Nou gen bel plaj, nou gen bel hotel, nou gen bon manje, et un pile bel program ki kapab enrichi la vi nou.
Believe me, it will be a weekend of spiritual feast. We welcome you to our hearts and to our sessions. We are ready to send up our praises and hallelujahs to our God.
Come, expecting not only spiritual food, but 5-star world-class cuisine at one of Turks and Caicos' most prestigious resorts.
Surely, it promises to be a treat. So come join us on October 31st to November 2nd at the 7 Stars Resort in beautiful Providenciales. Our theme for this year is That I May Welcome Him with guest speaker Raquel Arias. We want you to experience this with us. For more information, contact your Women's Ministry Director in your conference.
Women's Retreat 2014 won't be the same without you.